Today's video, we are going to be installing these Alpha 1 subwoofers into our E92 M3. Now, these are by Bimmer Tech, and I'm really curious how these are going to sound compared to the BAV sound subwoofers, because I have those in my E90. Now, of course, that's not a direct comparison, considering my E90 has the hi-fi sound system, while this one has the individual sound system, and the amp is completely different, and the subwoofers used in both cars are completely different. But I'm really curious how these are going to sound, especially considering if you guys have the individual sound system in your car, you would know that BAV Sound actually doesn't make subwoofers for that model. Now, I actually emailed them to get more information about it. Apparently, they would fail so often they decided to not even make them for the individual sound system. And they said it actually failed at a 99% rate, which is kind of crazy. So I hope it isn't the case for Alpha 1 here, but they sell subwoofers for the individual sound system, so they must know what they're doing. But let's go ahead and unbox these. Now, I have to say, these look really nice. The build quality is amazing. I mean, the build quality in the BAV Sound ones were amazing too, but these look really good. Now, I do have to say, the look of these subwoofers are pretty much pointless, however, because they go underneath your seats and you will never ever see them again. But at least the unboxing experience looks really nice. And yeah, that looks amazing. Now, one thing I did forget to mention about these subwoofers is pricing. So yes, these have a nice build quality, and that comes in at a really high price of $650. Now, BAV Sound subwoofers do cost $600. However, you constantly find them on sale from 10 all the way up to 20% off. So they typically come in at about $150 less than these, and I can never really find these on sale. Now, sometimes they do sell older speakers as a package together around 10% off for the Alpha 1. So if you want to get them all together, typically you can find a sale, and I have seen Keys Motorsports selling these subwoofers for $600 as a set. But let's go ahead and get right into this install, because believe it or not, it's probably one of the easiest installs you can do on your BMW. Now, moving your seat back reveals the seat bracket bolts. There are 4 of these at each corner, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and these are T50s. It takes a little bit of effort to break them loose. Come on, there we go. But once you do, they come out pretty easy. Now, once both of the front bolts are removed, you can go ahead and begin removing the seat backwards to access the rear bolts as well. Now, with all 4 bolts removed, you can just simply tilt your seat back, and you definitely want to take this time to clean up underneath these seat rails. It's very hard to get up underneath here, and as you can see, a lot of dirt has piled up underneath there over the years. So I'm going to take this time to actually clean up underneath my seats, and then we can begin getting access to the actual subwoofer. Now that we cleaned up underneath here, we can go ahead and remove this protector plate. It has 6 Phillips head screws going all around it. These are pretty easy to remove. They're not in there too tight. And then we can actually get access to the subwoofer. With all 6 screws removed, now we have access to the actual subwoofer. Now, pulling back the carpet reveals access to all 4 T20 screws in each corner. We're going to go ahead and remove those next. With all 4 of those removed, what's left is a simple wire in the corner that comes right out, and then we can actually completely remove. Come on, I can shake it out. Okay, it took a little bit of prying with the corners at the screwdriver, but there we go. The old subwoofer is out, and yeah, the new ones look way better than this. Now we can just go ahead and place our new one in, make sure it's in there correctly. Go ahead and plug in our wire. Make sure that's in correctly. Now, once you make sure the wire is properly in place, go ahead and put the first 4 set of screws in and test to make sure everything's working correctly before you buttoned everything up. And as you can see, it's working correctly, and this sounds amazing. So let's go ahead and button everything up and repeat these exact steps on the driver's side. Now, I've had these subwoofers in my car for 8 months now. What you just saw was filmed all the way back in February. It is now September, and I have to say, having it for the last couple months, it has dramatically changed the way this car sounds. It is amazing. And comparing it to the BAV sound in my E90, it's a really hard comparison because this has the individual sound system, which is the highest sound system you can get in this generation. And my E90 has the hi-fi, which was the lowest version you can get in the LCI BMWs in the US. So it's just two different calibers. Of course, this sounds 10 times better than my E90, but it's a whole different type of subwoofer, a whole different type of amp. So it's really hard to compare it to BAV sound when I'm not comparing two cars with the same exact sound package. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it sounds like here. This is using non-copyrighted music. I know you can't get the best through the speakers, but just listen to this bass. If you do have a good sound system, listen to this. That is a night and day difference. I can actually hear the different tones in the bass. It's not just about having the most bass in the car. I love really clear bass, and this is simply the definition of it. Like I said, a night and day difference, and it is 100% worth it. Again, I've had it for 8 months, haven't had no issues with it at all, and it just sounds insane. It really does. Get in these speakers. You will not regret it. I promise you that. It sounds amazing in this M3, and it definitely transformed this car. Like, what I've been trying to do with this car is I don't want to buy a new car, but I want to get this car up to modern standards. And I've been in like M4s with the Harman Kardon sound system, and I do have all the other speakers replaced too with BAV sound, but it's using the Alpha 1 subwoofers. And this is on par with those newer cars. It sounds incredible. It really does. It sounds amazing. If you love music like I do, like I really love music, you will not regret this. Because in my opinion, when I'm driving my car, the music is almost just as part as the whole driving experience. It's listening to the music and the exhaust, and it is a perfect combination, this car. Driving this car is always fun. Every day hopping in from my E90, hopping into this car, it is a night and day difference with the sound quality. But yeah, you won't regret buying these. 8 months, no issues. And the reason I waited so long to drop the video was actually because just I was really busy, and with my other videos, it kind of has to be done on a timeline, you know, so everything makes sense. You know, I can't be doing one thing and doing something else, and you're like, wait, I see those wheels that you haven't talked about yet. But the subwoofers can always wait. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you really care, hit that subscribe button. Peace, guys.